I'm Julianne Hartman, and welcome to Heart to Heart. And today's guest is a very special girl. Her name is Chelsea Leah. Chelsea, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure.
I really appreciate it. What's really awesome about Chelsea is that she is a multi-talented young lady. She can sing. Well, first of all, she's young. How old are you?
23.
23! Oh my gosh, I think I was still nursing at 23. I'll have to ask my mom that question. She's young, she's a business owner, and she can sing. I mean, she's like triple threat here. We're going to first talk about what you do as far as your business right now. Now, you started business just recently, right?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago. So.
Okay. Which is awesome, is because when the economy is supposed to be a down, you start a new business.
Yeah.
That's because we don't live in the world system. We live in God's system, right?
Yeah, it was a good opportunity, I think, to start a business because I think when the economy did fall like it did, there were a lot of opportunities there for people that were in between the cracks that weren't there beforehand, I think. So as long as you're ambitious and you have something that you really love doing and you know that will carry you through when it gets hard, and then I think you can be successful in it.
Okay, so now tell us, what is your business?
Well, I run a business designing flowers for weddings and special events. It's called Chelsea Leah Flowers, and it's been so much fun. There's definitely been a lot of challenges. I think my favorite thing about it is when I work so hard for the couple months up to the wedding, and then the 3 days before the wedding, I have some friends and family that get together and help me put together the flowers, and it's such an enjoyable time. It's a lot of hard work though too, so I have to have some drive there. But once we finish the wedding and see the finished product and see everyone's like response to the flowers, it's so amazing. That feeling is so awesome. Just wow, like. These people have been blessed by like our hard work and.
Of course, but think about it. Now we're talking about a wedding. I know you're not married yet, but you will. And I've only been married once. But the flowers are really important because nobody knows what went into it, but all they want is what they see the night of or the day of the wedding. So now, you know how we have shows Bridezilla on the air. Have you come up against a Bridezilla?
No, actually. There have been a couple difficult mothers of the bride, but not so much that. I mean, a lot of it is just being understanding and knowing that when people are in the midst of a wedding, they are very stressed out and there's a lot going on, and just kind of even asking the Lord, like, God, make me that woman who brings peace and comfort to this situation. Help me to be understanding and help me to just, learn to serve where they need service if I have the time, and not be, hoarding my money and my time, and just having a servant's heart in it, because it's definitely a business where you have to have a servant's heart. It's not easy to be picking up greens while everyone else is doing fun things, and,
right?
But you have to put in your work where you
see. That's what I love about her, because the first thought is to have a servant's heart.
Yeah.
And then it's the business.
Yeah.
It's true though.
It's totally the Lord. I mean, He's the one who's given that's my desire in my business, for people to be served, not just for me to make money, because I want it to be about Him, and I want people to see Him.
And you know what? And you'll get blessed financially because of that.
Yeah.
It happens. That's the way. That's the system. So all right. So now you've got your flowers. Have you ever thought about branching out to the whole wedding? Because having that servant's heart, I think you have a good eye for, events and parties.
I have thought about doing events, and I don't know. I'll just have to see how it progresses. It's definitely a thing where daily I'm learning how to just hear from the Lord and see what opportunities He's giving me, and just not have a ton of my own plans, but just be willing to go with the plans that He has. But I love weddings, and I love I love learning how to have an eye for everything and how to put it all together, and I love organizing and administrative stuff. So I think that those things together can definitely create a good wedding planning business, but it would just be a lot of work.
So I have a question though. How did you know you had this talent though, as far as flowers? I mean, I look at flowers and I appreciate pretty flowers, but I wouldn't know what goes with what.
Yeah, I've always loved flowers, and I've always wanted to design. Every time my mom would bring home a bouquet of flowers or just some like already arrangement that was already put together from Trader
Right.
Joe's or something, I would always pick it apart and cut the stems and do some cool things with it and totally rearrange it like 10 times. And my mom and dad noticed that, and so they offered to pay for me to go to school after I graduated from Bible college. So I went through an intensive program for 2 weeks at the Southern California School of Floral Design in Anaheim. And it was wonderful. I'd learned like everything I needed to know to start a business, and they went over financial stuff, and they took us to the market. We learned how to communicate with your clients and how to care for flowers and all the basics. So that was awesome. And I just thought after that class, I was like, I'm ready. I can do this.
That's great. So now, who was your first client?
My first client, let's see, who was my first client? I think one of the couples from the Bible college that I graduated at, they were some good friends of mine. She works in the bookstore. He was head of security, and they had just heard that I was taking the class, and they said, hey, like, we're looking for a big budget cut on our flowers, and we'd like to give you the opportunity to, do this. And so obviously I started doing, charging a lot less, and now I'm starting to charge more because I'm realizing how much I'm worth and all that kind of stuff. So.
Well, I know you brought some flowers with you.
I did,
So
yes.
let's go take a look at it and see what we can do with them.
Cool.
Okay, wow, look at all this. What do I do with all of this?
So basically what we have here is this is just a classic bridal bouquet. It's a loose bouquet. The flowers aren't super tight together.
Ooh, pretty.
Definitely have some space in between. And there's some greens, some berries, and we have spray roses and ranunculus, tulips, and I think that's it in there. So,
and these are all real, even these leaves?
Yeah.
Oh, those are pretty.
Yeah, so you can pretty much get any type of green, any type of berry, and then whatever flowers you like that match. I got them at the flower market.
Okay, I was going to say, are you picking these out in your mother's garden?
No, they're not growing in my garden, but I'm going to show you guys a special technique. It's called a hand-tied bouquet, and this is a very, very good thing to know if you ever want to do bouquets. It's a super easy technique. So what you're going to do is take your first green and just hold it in your hand like this, and you're going to have your hand around all the flowers that you're putting in the bouquet. So you have one like this, and you're going to crisscross it, top left to bottom right, and you're going to keep doing that. You're just going to grab pieces and top left to bottom right as you're keeping them in your hand. So this makes it really easy because it really creates sort of a spiral in the center of the bouquet. And then,
so let me ask you, who puts together flowers? I mean, can anybody do it?
yes, anyone can do it.
right.
It is definitely a very simple process.
Okay.
In fact, there are a lot of professional florists who have never had training, which is one thing I
Really?
found out after I started my business.
Do you feel that there are people just gifted with being able to look at
that
something
could
and
be
put
as
it
well.
together?
Mhm.
Okay.
But there's definitely things that are important to know about how to take care of flowers. Things that are essential in, if you want your flowers to last through a wedding day, if you're designing them 2-3 days before, you definitely want them to last up until
Okay.
the day of the wedding and to be fresh and nice and open. Basically, they just need lots of water, a fresh cut at an angle
Even then when
every
they've
day.
been cut, how long will this flower last for?
That flower should last for about 3 or 4 days in its
Oh.
prime.
No wilting then?
It shouldn't, as long as you keep it in water and cutting them every day, fresh, like a fresh cut, just at an angle,
I see
the bottom
what
will
this
really
is.
help them to stay. So see how we have a little bit of a spiral technique here, and I can
Yes.
spin it around in my hand and it'll all stay together. It's not going to fall apart. All right, so now we have finished putting all the flowers in the hand-tied bouquet.
Okay.
And what we're going to do is take this floral tape and just wrap it around the very top so that you're going to tightly hold all the flowers together with this, because we want to let go of it to tie it, to put like a nice little
Right.
tie on it.
I've seen that tape before. I just
Yeah.
didn't know what they used it for.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love this stuff. So then what I use is just like any bubble wrap that you get in like a package in the mail or anywhere from the post office or a UPS store. You can grab some bubble wrap, even a packing store. I just wrap it around to make the handle nice and comfy, and take a pearl head pin, just stick it in there, make sure that it's not going to stick out anywhere where it's going to poke someone in the hand.
Little tricks of the trade here. I would have never thought of. Because think of it, you do hold it all day.
Yeah,
or,
exactly.
part of the day.
You really want your bride to be comfortable, so that's
Now,
a
did
good
you
thing.
learn that in school?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
that's one of the things I
Okay.
learned. So there's a pin up here and a pin down here, so it's gonna hold it in. And then what we do is I just took a regular ivory, sheer type of ribbon, and I'm gonna wrap it around. But first, I have to pin the top of it up here, like that.
Okay.
And then just as I'm holding this tightly, I'm gonna spin the bouquet around in my hand. I'm gonna fold it under like this,
Okay.
and I always take 3 pins and pin them up like this. And you can always add, little pendants or other types of shiny pins that you'd like to have, or even just a cascading ribbon. You can always add a ribbon that kind of cascades down, or some twisted string or something like that. Sometimes girls like to use twine. And then what I do is I just take my little cutters and cut it all at the same angle. And it really gives a nice little natural look at the bottom. So
that's really nice. Good job.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
And then I just put it in a container that has water just at the bottom so that it doesn't get on the handle of on the ribbon handle. And here's our boutonniere. We just used a little ranunculus and some ribbon and a berry and a leaf. And you just wrap that with the floral tape as well and just put a little pin in it, and then you can pin it on the tuxedo.
That's very nice.
So,
now, what is the biggest wedding you've done so far?
The biggest wedding I've done so far was just recently I did a French romantic wedding in the Malibu Canyon. It was gorgeous. They had a much larger budget than normal, so that was really nice to be able to use higher end flowers and just work. I mean, it was the kind of wedding that you would see in like Elle Decor magazine or something. Like, it was so beautiful. So I love having the freedom to use a bigger budget. It's always fun to be able to go to the flower market and pick the things I really love. So,
Chelsea, this is amazingly beautiful. I mean, how can people get a hold of you to have you do their weddings?
Well, I have a website. It's www.chelsealeahflowers.com.
Okay.
And that has all my information, my portfolio, my email, and my phone number, so I can be contacted that way.
Well, you are an amazing, creative, talented young lady, and I told you there was 3 things. She's a triple threat. She's also a singer-songwriter. So tell us what's going on in that world.
Well, right now we are finishing up an album that we've been recording for the last year and a half. It's called Chelsea Moon with Uncle Daddy Hymn Project Volume 1. So it's all hymns, old hymns that we've rearranged, and it's kind of a folk country sort of feel. And the full release will be sometime in December. We're still working on it, so we're hoping very soon. And I can share a song with you guys, not a song from the album because we want to keep it secret for now.
Okay.
But I'd love to sing for you on the show.
Absolutely. Okay. You wait.
All right, so I'm going to sing a song called High Above, written by Phil Wickham, and it's one of my favorite worship songs. So here it goes. Your mercy falls with the rain. Your power's displayed in the wild ocean. Your presence will always remain. And Jesus, your love reaches to the heavens. You are God high above the earth. You are God. The angels sing for you. The mountains melt at the sound of your name. The oceans roar for you. And all of creation gives you praise. You are God high above the earth. You are God. Oh, you are.
Wow, that was awesome. Oh my gosh, you are so talented. I mean, she's great. That's all I can say. Well, we have our scripture. Our foundation scripture for today is Psalm 30, 11, and 12. So I know you got it there. I'm going to have you read it.
Okay, so it says, "You have turned from me my mourning into dancing. You have loosed my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness, that my glory may sing your praise and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever."
That is so awesome. Well, we're out of time. I'm so sorry. I'd like to hear another one, but you can hear it. See, just wait. December, it's coming out.
Yep.
From my heart to yours, this is Julianne Hartman and Chelsea Leah, and we're saying, have a good day. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.